Hello. Iman. Ha? Sugod na ta.
Good morning, everyone. May I request everyone to settle down as we are going to begin the pre-bid conference for the project. This pre-bid conference is being conducted by the Bid and Awards Committee of this office in accordance with the provision of the revised implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act number 12009. Okay. May I request the Secretariat to roll call the attendance.
Good day, everyone. Before we officially begin the pre-bid conference proceeding, may we conduct the roll call of attendance. Kindly answer present where your name is called. Provision Awards Committee, Maria Teresa Bibaldeo, back Vice Chairperson.
Present.
Engineer Jomar Cortez, back member. Engineer Richard B. Pilapil, Jr. and user. For Technical Working Group, Engineer Grace Y. Kumalin, TWG Head. Engineer Linita M. Castulo, TWG member. Engineer Louis Ray Arsua, TWG member. For Back Secretariat, Engineer Arturo E. Suaren, Procurement Head. Yours truly, Christine Ligutom, Backsec. Eric Eligama, Backsec. Celsa F. Cabusas, Backsec. From Planning and Design Section, Engineer Rustom P. Abria. From Bidders Representative, Mary Chris Mansueto from ESR Construction and Development Corp. Thank you. The attendance has been duly noted and recorded.
Thank you. With 3 back members present, I declare that quorum is established. We're gathered today for the pre-bid conference of the project. For 26 GE 0031 Network Development Program, for 26 GE 0031 Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Roads Junction, Switch, Junction Monte Alegre Road to kilometer 1643 plus 296 to kilometer 1643 plus 748, kilometer 1643 plus 778 and 84 to kilometer 1645 and 000. Ramon Magsaysay, Zamboanga del Sur. Approved budget for this contract, 51,893,840. For 26 GE 0032, construction of bypass and diversion roads, NRG, Camanga-Tabuan-Manlayag-Navalan Bypass Road, Barangay Navalan Section, Zamboanga del Sur, Station 9 plus 670 and 2 to Station 10 plus 277 with approved budget contract 22,584,801 and 59 cents. For 26 GE 0033 Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Roads Junction, Aurora, to Junction Monte Alegre, to Junction Labangan Road, kilometer 1655 plus 975 to kilometer 1656 plus 174, S01086 MN, Labangan, Zamboanga del Sur, with approved budget contract 5,844,540 pesos. For 26 GE 0034 Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Road Junction, Aurora to Junction Monte Alegre to Junction Labangan Road, kilometer 1647 plus 892 to kilometer 1648 plus 892, Zamboanga del Sur, with approved budget contract 40,611,000 764 and 71 cents. For 26 GE 0035, widening of permanent bridges Guitran Bridge B0184 7 MN along Sindangan, Siayan, Dumingag, Mahayag Road, Mahayag Dumingag Section, Zamboanga del Sur, with approved budget contract 107,138,160 pesos. And for 26 GE0036, Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Roads, Eastern Bubungan, Suminot, Midsalip, Dumingag Road, kilometer 1654 to 000 to kilometer 1655 plus 801 Zamboanga del Sur, with approved budget of contract 56,450,570. And for 26 GE0037, sustainable infrastructure projects alleviating gaps, access roads, bridges from national roads leading to major strategic public building facilities, construction of bridge, Barangay Dipaya along Labangan, Midsalip Road, Zamboanga del Sur, Station 14 plus 400 to Station 14 plus 470 Zamboanga del Sur, with approved budget contract 75,656,000 pesos. For the next agenda, basic contract data, including contract description, ABC, and duration, to be discussed by planning and design section personnel.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Let me discuss the project 26JA0031. Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Roads, Junction Switch, Junction Monte Alegre Road, K1643 plus 296 to K1643 plus 748, and K1643 plus 778.84 to K1645 plus 000. With an ABC of 51,893,840 pesos, with calendar days, contract duration of 225 calendar days. So these are the items involved for this project. We have Part B, the other general requirements, project billboard, occupational safety, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization, removal and relocation of utilities. For Part C, the earthworks, we have individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 mm in diameter, structure excavation, embankment from roadway excavation, embankment from barrow, and then subgrade preparation. For Part D, the sub-base and base course, aggregate sub-base course. For surface courses, we have Portland cement concrete pavement, 0.15 meter thick, and then 0.28 meter thick. So for Part G, we have drainage and slope protection structures, reinforcing steel grade 40 for line canal, and structural concrete class A for line canal. Then we have pipe culverts, 910 mm in diameter, class 4. Then grouted riprap, class A. And we have stone masonry, head wall, wing wall, apron, and catch basin. For miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, single width beam, and then metal beam and piece ball nose. We have trace furnishing, transplanting, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, then epoxy resin, base banding systems for concrete. So those are the items involved for the first project. For the second project, 26JA0032, construction of bypass and diversion roads in RG Camanga-Tabuan-Manlayag-Navalan, bypass road, Barangay Navalan section, Zamboanga del Sur, station 9 plus 670.2 to station 10 plus 277 with an ABC of 22,584,801.59 pesos with a contract duration of 172 calendar days. These are the items involved for this project. We have facilities for the engineer, and then we have other general requirements, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization, removal and relocation of utilities. And for part C, we have individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 mm diameters, then removal of actual structures, surplus common excavation, structure excavation, pipe culverts and drain excavation, embankment from roadway excavation, and subgrade preparation. For part D, we have sub-base and base course, the aggregate sub-base course. For part C, the part E, the surface courses, we have Portland cement concrete pavement, 0.15 and 0.28 meter thick. For drainage and slope protection structures, we have reinforcing steel, grade 40, structural concrete class A. For line canal, and then pipe culverts, 910 mm in diameter, and then stone masonry for retaining wall, head wall, wing wall, and apron. For miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, single with beam, metal beam, and piece, bullnose. Trees furnishing, trees transplanting, cocoa tree, and then reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white. So those are the items involved for the second project. For the third project, 26 JA0033 Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Roads, Junction Aurora to Junction Monte Alegre, to Junction Labangan Road, K1655 plus 975 to K1656 plus 174, SO1086MN, Labangan, Zamboanga del Sur, with an ABC of 5,844,540 pesos, with a contract duration of 65 calendar days. So these are the items involved for this project. We have the facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, and we have earthworks, and then sub-base and base course. The surface courses, Portland cement concrete pavement, 0.15 and 0.28 meter thick. Then the drainage and slope protection structures, we have stone masonry for retaining wall, head wall, and apron and wing wall. Then miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, metal beam end piece, bullnose, trees furnishing, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white, and then epoxy resin, base banding systems for concrete. Those are the items involved for the third project. For the fourth project, we have 26JA0034 Network Development Program, Road Widening, Tertiary Roads, Junction Aurora, Junction Monte Alegre, Junction Labangan, with Junction Labangan Road, K1647 plus 892 to K1648 plus 892. Zamboanga del Sur, with an ABC of 40,611,764.71 pesos, with the contract duration of 187 calendar days. These are the items on board for this project. For the facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, we have earthworks, individual removal of trees, surplus rock excavation, structural excavation, pipe culverts and drain excavation, embankment from roadway and structural excavation, embankment from barrow, subgrade preparation, and for part D, the sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. For part E, the surface courses, we have 0.15 and 0.28 meter thick. And for part G, the drainage and slope protection structures, we have reinforcing steel and structural concrete for line canal, and then structural concrete for box culvert, and then pipe culverts, 610 and 910, and 1,220 mm in diameter. And we also have grouted riprap class A for slope protection, and then stone masonry, retaining wall, head wall, apron, and wing wall. For miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, metal beam, end piece, bullnose, trees furnishing, trees transplanting, cocoa tree, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white, and then epoxy resin, base banding systems for concrete. So those are the items involved for the fourth project.
For the fifth project, 26 GE 0035, widening of permanent bridge, Guitran, bridge B01847 MN along Sindangan, Siayan, Dumingag, Mahayag Road, Mahayag, Dumingag section, Zamboanga del Sur, with a ABC 107,138,116 pesos. With a calendar days of 239, unworkable days, workable days is 220, paid unworkable days 73, number of Sundays 36, rainy days 37. These are items involves for Part A, provision of field office for the engineer, provision of 4x4 pickup service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis, operation and maintenance of 4x4 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer. For Part B, project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health, traffic management, mobilization. For Part C, individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 diameter, removal of structures and obstruction for the existing bridge, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, embankment from barrow, subgrade preparation. For Part D, subbase and base course, aggregates, subbase course. For Part F, bridge construction, structural steel sheet pile, structural steel sheet pile driven, structural piles cast and drilled holes 1.5 meter diameter, concrete pile cast drilled holes 1.8 meter diameter, permanent casing 1.5 meter diameter, 10 mm thick, permanent casing 1.8 diameter, 12 mm thick, pile integrity testing, high strain dynamic testing, high strain dynamic testing for 1.8 and 1.5, reinforced concrete railing double, timber structure core craneway, reinforcing steel grade 40, reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete 20.68 megapascal, structural concrete 27.58 megapascal, pre-stressed structural concrete members girder type 4 DASB 30 meter, elastomeric bearing pads, expansion joint. For Part G, grouted riprap class A, handed rock embankment, concrete slope protection, and Part H is trees furnishing and transplanting. Next is 26 GE 0037. Sustainable Infrastructure Project Elevating Gaps CPAG, Access Road, and or bridges from national roads leading to major strategic public and buildings facilities, construction of bridge, Barangay Dipaya along Labangan with Salip Road, Zamboanga del Sur, Station 14 plus 400 Station 14 plus 470, Zamboanga del Sur, with a base of 75,656,000. With a calendar days of 259, workable days 194, unworkable days 65, number of Sundays 32, rainy days 33. Items involves Part A, provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, provision of 4x4 pickup service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis, operation and maintenance of 4x4 pickup service vehicle for the engineer. Part B, project billboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization. For Part C, earthwork, removal and installation of actual structure / obstruction for street lights and network posts. Removal of actual structure or obstruction 610 mm diameter RCPC. Removal of actual structures 910 mm diameter for RCPC. Then removal of structures for concrete spillway. Embankment from roadway excavation. Embankment from barrow. For Part F, bridge construction. Structural steel pile furnish. Structural steel sheet piles driven. Concrete pile cast drill holes 1.5 diameter. Concrete pile cast drill holes 1.8 diameter. Permanent casing 1.5 diameter, 10 mm thick. Permanent casing 1.8 diameter, 10 mm thick. Pile integrity testing, high strain dynamic testing for 1.5 diameter casing. High strain dynamic testing for 1.8 diameter casing. Reinforced concrete railing double, timber structure craneway. Reinforced steel grade 40, reinforced steel grade 60. Structural concrete 20.68 megapascal. Structural concrete 27.58 megapascal. Pre-stress structural concrete members girder type 4-20 meter. Pre-stress structural concrete member girder type type 4-B 30 meter. Elastomeric bearing pads, expansion joint. And for part G, drainage and slope protection structures, stone masonry, hand-laid rock embankment, and concrete slope protection. Mga to?
For project number 6, 24J0036, we have network development program, road widening, tertiary roads, Eastern Bubungan, Tosominot, Midsalip, Dumingag Road, K1654 plus 000 to K1655 plus 801 sa Zamboanga del Sur with an ABC of 56,450,570 pesos with a contract duration of 217 calendar days. These are the items involved for this project. The other general requirements. We also have the earthworks, and then the sub-base and base course, the aggregate base sub-base course for part E, the surface courses, the 0.15 and 0.28 meter thick. For drainage and protection structures, we have reinforcing steel, and then structural concrete for line canal, and then another structural concrete for box culvert. Then pipe culverts, we have 610 mm in diameter and 1,220 mm in diameter. We also have grouted riprap, class A slope protection, and stone masonry for retaining wall, head wall, apron, and wing wall. For miscellaneous structures, we have trees furnishing, trees transplanting for cocoa tree, and then reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, and then epoxy resin base banding systems for concrete. So those are the items involved for the uh, number 6 project.
Okay, for the next agenda, requirements of bidding documents, including instructions to bidders, general condition of contract, special condition of contract, specifications, drawings, bill of quantities, and form to be discussed by Engineer Pilapil.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. So to participate and qualify in our procurement activity for these 7 projects, interested bidders are encouraged to read carefully the following bidding documents: the instruction to bidders, the bid data sheet, the general conditions of the contract, special conditions of the contract, the bill of quantities, the drawings and specifications, the securities and other forms as may be required for the contract. So bidders are strongly advised to read each provisions, especially the instruction to bidders and general conditions of the contract, whose instructions are clearly spelled out in the bid data sheet and special conditions of the contract respectively. So bidders are also encouraged to check the bill of quantity so that your bid will be responsive to the requirements set forth in the bidding documents. So these documents can be downloaded free of charge from the DPWH website and the FELJEPs. So also, interested bidders are reminded to carefully review all sections of bidding documents to ensure completeness of all required documents, observe the prescribed bid submission procedures, monitor the issuance of supplemental and bid bulletin, submit bid submit bids on or before the deadline indicated in the invitation to bid, and verify all forms that are duly signed and notarized when required. Uh, Also, for the projects above 30 million, under Department Order number 110, series of 2024, contractors must hold a valid ISO 9001-2015 certification to be bid on projects above 30 million uh, sa mga contracts na 26 JE 0031 with approved ABC of 51,893,840. Also for contract 26 JE 0034 with approved budget for the contract of 40,611,764 pesos and 71 centavo. And also in the 26 JE 0035 with approved budget for the contract of 107,138,160 pesos. For the 26 JE 0036, approved budget for the contract 56,450,570 pesos. And for contract ID number 26 JE 0037 with the approved budget for the contract of 75,656,000 pesos. So the mandate applies to the contractors in the following Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board size ranges based on the project's approved budget for the contract. So the ISO certification is verified as part of the technical documents project requirements for the projects I have mentioned. So uh, this certification must be registered or renewed in the DPWH Civil Works Registry before bid submission to avoid disqualification. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Pilapil. Next agenda, documents to be submitted by the bidders. Technical component of bid, PLGIP certificate, if not enrolled in CWR, PCAB license and registration, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, SLCC, NFCC, computation of and statement of total asset and total liabilities, GVA, if applicable. If already enrolled in CAWR, eligibility documents to be updated. If any, bid security, project requirements, organizational chart for the contract, list of contractors' key personnel, list of major equipment, and omnibus sworn statement. For financial component of the bid form, bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates, and cash flow. For the next for the next for the next agenda to be discussed by head of TWG, Engineer Kumali. The criteria of and procedures for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award.
Good morning. In behalf of the TWG, we welcome you all prospective bidders. We, the TWG, conduct the bid evaluation and post-qualification. In bid evaluation, we will evaluate the technical proposals and the financial proposals. In technical proposals, we evaluate the eligibility and requirements, detailed checking of the bill of quantities and bid prices, including the arithmetic corrections, ranking of bids to determine the lowest calculated bid or the LCB. About the financial proposals, it is evaluated based on the bid prices as read during the bid opening. And for the detailed arithmetic verifications between the amounts read and computed. So the final ranking is based on the amount as computed. During the post-qualification, we will verify the equipment of the bidders, whether this is owned, lease, or under purchase um, or purchase equipment. So whether it is operational and compliant with the minimum equipment requirements stated in the bidding docs. So that's all. Thank you. And we look forward to a competitive and compliant bidding process. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Kumaling. For another matters to be discussed by Engineer Pilapil.
Good morning. So, as part of today's pre-bid conference, we would also like to discuss and remind all prospective bidders regarding the implementation of the DPWH three-strike policy. So, the three-strike policy is being strictly implemented by the department to ensure that contractors comply with the project requirements, the contract provisions, and performance standards. So, this policy serves as the monitoring and disciplinary mechanism for contractors with recurring deficiencies, delays, or non-compliance issuance in government infrastructure projects. So under this policy, violations or deficiencies committed by the contractor may correspond to a corresponding strike depending on the gravity and the frequency of the offense. So repeated violations may result in sanctions, including suspension from participating in future DPWH bidding activities, negative performance evaluation, or other administrative actions pursuant to existing DPWH guidelines and applicable procurement laws, rules, and regulations. So in this regard, all prospective bidders are strongly advised to carefully review the plans, specifications, and contract requirements, ensure the availability of qualified personnel, equipment, and financial capacity, strictly comply with project schedules, quality standards and safety requirements, and coordinate promptly with with us as procurement entity regarding project concerns and implementing issues. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Pilapil. Okay, the floor is now open for questions, comments, and clarification from the prospective bidders.
Good morning. Nakoy question, ma'am, regarding aning safety practitioner slash officer o safety and health officer. Unsay lailahi ba ni siya o kay personnel? Unsa ni siya nga safety officer na manggod po'y kosh, then kaning sa safety officer ay practitioner. Sa kay personnel ni siya, ma'am.
Ang safety officer o practitioner. Usually ang amo ang na-required is the SO2. Depende ra po na siya sa amount sa project kung more na siya required nga amount sa contract amount kung pila iyang contract amount need na gyud siya og SO3.
Sample, ma'am, is 107 million.
Kuan na siya. Required na ang kuan SO3. Oo.
So, bali, duha. Duha ang amo ang kay personnel safety officer.
Pwede na siguro ng SO3 kay SO3 kay okay dako naman siya gud nga kuan amount.
Safety practitioner officer o safety and health officer.
Pero mas dako man na ang kuano sa safety practitioner kaysa SO3.
Kay SO3.
SO2. SO2. Oh.
So,
Pwede,
pwede na
duha.
ang i-attach is kato lang SO2.
SO3 ang dako na siya.
SO3.
Oo.
Sige, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Is there any questions? There being no further matters to discuss, we thank all participants for their attendance and active participation. This concludes the pre-bidding conference for this project meeting adjourned. Thank you.